What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Azkhalon, and today I got a different type of video for you. If you're interested in recording gaming videos for YouTube, then stick around because I'm going to talk to you today about the gear you need to make gaming videos for YouTube. So let's go ahead and dive right into the video. Let's go. So I'm going to be breaking this video down into two parts. The beginning part is going to focus on gear that you need immediately to be able to record gaming videos. And then the second part of the video is going to focus on gear that you can get in the future that can help you take your gaming videos to a whole nother level. If this video helps you out in any way, make sure you hit that like button below. Leave me a comment if you have gear suggestions in addition to the ones that I'm going to make in this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future, and also my gaming videos. I mostly create gaming content for this channel, but occasionally I make videos like this to help out new YouTubers kind of like me, because I'm still a fairly new YouTuber myself. I want to help others out and just help you guys, create your own YouTube channel and be able to post content and just have fun doing it. Down in the description below, I have chapters listed, so if you at any point you want to skip ahead in the video, get to particular gear that I'm going to talk about, you can find that all below in the description with the chapter titles. All right, before we dive into the actual gear that you need, the first thing I want to mention is that good, even decent gear is going to cost money. And so the main thing is to keep in mind as I go through and talk about all this gear is to buy it in stages. Good gear is an investment. Decent gear is an investment. And so if you don't have it in your budget right now, that's okay. There are still ways for you to go ahead and record pretty much immediately. You can still record videos if you have the basic gear that I'm about to mention first in this video. All the gear that I'm going to talk about that I personally have, I'm going to put links in the description below for you guys to check that gear out if you're interested. All right, let's go ahead and get right into the gear that you need immediately to be able to record videos. The first thing you need is a computer. I mean, that's a given, I suppose. You need a computer, and your basic PC computer you can record with. However, there may be some limitations. If you have at least 8 gigabytes of RAM and you have a 10 series graphics card from NVIDIA or anything that's comparable to that, you should be able to record videos. Now, if you're recording console games, those specs that I just went through will work perfectly fine as far as recording to a certain extent. But if you're playing PC games and you're editing your videos, like using some sort of editing software, which I'll cover later, you may require more specs than that for your computer. So my old computer was 5 years old before I got this new one. The first time I started recording, I tried to record with the base graphics card, and I had 8 gigs of RAM on that computer, and I noticed there was lagging in my videos when I was doing my initial test run. And so I got a 10 series graphics card, and I noticed that worked a whole lot better. So I had, the 8 gigs of RAM and the 10 series graphics card. I would recommend, if you're doing editing, at least 16 gigs of RAM. That's what I've seen most people recommend. I, however, decided to get 32 so I can do even more at the same time with my new computer, but 16 gigs of RAM is what I recommend. But you can still, like I said, record with 8. Graphics cards, they're getting better, but previously, earlier in this year, they were hard to get because of limited supplies, materials needed to make the graphics cards, and then cryptocurrency also affected graphic cards prices, so they were not cheap. Again, that's starting to shift a little bit now. You could probably get graphics cards for decent prices, but just to give you kind of perspective on graphics cards, so the 1050 Ti that I had in my old computer, it is almost $300 on Newegg. That is almost double the retail price. If you look on the NVIDIA's website, I think it's listed for $140. The 3060 Ti that I have in my computer currently is almost $1,000 on Newegg, when the retail price on NVIDIA's website is $400. So that gives you a little perspective about graphics cards. So if you're looking to upgrade your graphics card, just know you may end up paying more than the retail price. But look around, try to find deals. Amazon, Newegg, pretty good websites to start with when you're trying to purchase a new graphics card. For monitors, anything with a 1920 by 1080p resolution should be fine. That's kind of the standard nowadays. You don't really need to invest in like a 4K monitor or anything like that. I have two BenQ GL2460 monitors that I use. I was actually pretty fortunate. They were gifts from my stepfather-in-law. He gave me both of these monitors, so I was pretty blessed to receive those. If you are looking for a monitor that's not too expensive, that's decent quality, these run about $100 on Amazon, so definitely pick up a BenQ monitor. I think it's a good starting monitor for you. I'm actually looking to upgrade my monitor in the future. Again, 1440p monitors, 4K monitors, those are all nice, but they're not completely necessary, especially for you starting out or if you have a lower budget. Like I said, I have two monitors. I love the dual monitor setup because it allows me to, you know, have my recordings on one screen, and then I actually use my other monitor whenever I'm playing console games, whenever I'm recording those. And so I love the dual monitor setup, but again, you don't need two monitors. If you just got one good monitor, you're good to go. Speakers, you know, your standard computer speakers will work just fine for right now, but eventually, like I said, later I'm going to talk about editing. You probably want to get a sub to have during the editing process. That just helps you hear, you know, all of the sounds and be able to edit to the best of your abilities. Mouse and keyboard, I don't have any recommendations for those because I'm a console gamer mostly, but just look around online if you're interested in getting gaming keyboards and mouses or gaming mice. There are several really good options available that you can find for decent prices. The main thing about computer gear is to research and just find what you like and what you can afford. There's a variety of good gear out there. All right, so we touched on computers, which was the first thing that you need. You need a functioning computer. The second thing you need to record gaming videos for YouTube is some sort of recording software. I recommend OBS because it is free. You can download it from the website for free. There are cool things that you can do with OBS, like you can see here on my screen. I'm recording my face cam footage, and then you can also see the OBS software here. And you know, you can see my audio mixer, so you can see my levels with my microphone. There's different things you can use it for streaming. It is very easy to use. There are tons of tutorials for OBS on YouTube. I'm actually getting into doing some OBS tutorials myself. I already posted one OBS tutorial video, and I hope to do some more in the near future. All right, the third thing that you may absolutely need to record your gaming videos is a game capture card. Now, if you're recording PC games only, you do not need this. But if you're recording console games, then you definitely need a game capture card. There are several different game capture cards that you can get. So again, look around, see what works best for you. Myself, I have an Elgato Game Capture HD 60S. And the reason why I like this one is because Elgato is like killing it as far as making products for recording and streaming video games. This little beauty right here is about $130 on Amazon, so it's not too cheap. But again, if you're recording console games, you need a capture card. So basically those are the three items, maybe two, depending on what you're recording, that you definitely need to be able to record like immediately. Most of you probably already have the computer and you just need the recording software. And like I said, OBS is free. So really, you can start recording video games without spending any extra money currently. But if you are doing console games, you need that third thing, that game capture card. Now I'm gonna get into gear that you may want to invest in the future when your budget allows for you to be able to purchase those products. So the first thing you may want to get is some sort of editing software to be able to edit the content that you make. Editing allows you to cut out unnecessary footage, which is huge for YouTube. With editing, you can also add effects like music and different other visual stuff to your videos to enhance them and make them even better. There's a lot of free software out there that you can use if your budget is very limited to edit your videos, but I recommend using Adobe Premiere Pro. All right, so as you can see here, this is one of my current videos that I'm editing using Adobe Premiere Pro. The reason why I recommend it is you can do so much with it. It does take some time to get used to using, but there's different things like presets, audio effects, visual effects. You can view your footage using the monitor. Your video and audio tracks can be split into different tracks using Adobe Premiere Pro that you can edit individually. You can add graphics and all kind of cool things. There are plenty tutorials on YouTube that can help you. I plan also to get into making some tutorial videos for using Adobe Premiere Pro myself in the future. To use Adobe Premiere Pro, you do need a subscription. I currently have the Creative Cloud All Apps subscription from Adobe. I pay $20 a month for it, which I got a deal because I'm a teacher. And so there are educator discounts available. There are also student discounts available as well. So if you're a student, you could probably get it at a discounted price. I do not know the actual price for it without the discounts, but $20 a month is not too terrible to pay to have access to all of the Adobe apps. All right, the second piece of gear you may want to get in the future to help take your videos to the next level is a microphone. If you want to do voiceovers in your videos, then you definitely need a mic. A good starter mic is what I have here, is a Blue Yeti. This is what I use to record my video game videos. It's a pretty good mic for its cost, which is about $100. The good thing about the Blue Yeti is that it comes with its own miniature mic stand. It also has 4 pattern pickups. Those are the 4 pattern pickups. I don't know if you can see that on the box. I'm trying to get it to where you guys might can see it. All right, and the cool thing about the 4 pattern pickups is depending on how you're using the microphone, you can change to that particular pickup pattern and it works best for what you're trying to do. Now, eventually with a microphone, if you get something like the Blue Yeti, you may not want to use its own mic stand because if you bump into it, it's going to pick up noises and different things like that. So eventually you may want an actual mic stand. If you have the Blue Yeti, the best bet is to go with the Blue products that are made specifically for it. The Yeti is heavy and oddly shaped, so in most situations it will not fit any standard microphone stands that you go out and find online. I actually purchased the Blue mic stand for it, which is $100. Also have a Blue Radius 3 shock mount for it, which is about $55. A shock mount is a good thing to have for your microphone because it eliminates unnecessary noises made by bumping into the mic stand. So if you accidentally bump into your mic stand, it won't pick up any of that noise because that shock mount reduces or eliminates that. If you get a mic, make sure to get either a pop filter or a windscreen for it as well. I started with a $10 pop filter. They're very cheap, but I later switched to an $8 windscreen. Either one works well to help reduce background noises in a room that you may be recording in. For videos that I make with my wife, I have a separate YouTube channel that we make videos on. I use a different type of microphone. The microphone that I use is the Rode Video Micro Mic. This mic can be mounted to your camera here, depending on what type of camera you have. Cameras I'm going to talk about later, I promise. But this little beauty is about 60 bucks. And it's actually a pretty good mic to use on the go as well. So if I do make videos when I'm not in my gaming room, as you see here, then I take this mic with me and attach it to my camera because the internal mics on cameras are not pretty good usually, no matter how expensive your camera is. And this little thing works pretty well. Rode makes good products. Headphones are probably the third piece of gear that you may want to invest in the future. If you're going to be using a microphone and playing a video game at the same time, then you don't want that video game audio coming out of your speakers and being picked up by your microphone. If you're a gamer already, then you probably already have a headset that you can use as headphones and they will work perfectly fine. I'm currently using my Turtle Beach Air Force X01s that I originally got with my Xbox One. I don't know if you can get this particular headset anymore, but a newer model you can find on Amazon for about 40 bucks. If you don't have some sort of gaming headset already, then you can use other types of headphones. I do recommend though, if you're using other type of headphones, to use ones that cover your ears up completely. So I do not recommend using any type of earbuds. With earbuds, you can still kind of hear some of the sound coming out of them. And so if you have a real sensitive microphone, it's probably gonna pick that up. That is why I recommend the headphones that cover your ears completely. All right, so after you started recording videos, you started editing them, you started adding voiceovers, you may get to a point where you wanna show your face. That is when you need a camera. If you have a webcam like the one I have here in my hand, then it will work. Most webcams are 720p resolution, but there are some out there that are 1080p. Heck, there may even be 4K ones out there by now. I'm not sure. And webcams are pretty reasonably priced. I started off doing my test run videos with this little beauty right here. This is a Logitech C270 webcam, and it's about $30 now on Amazon. So that's not too expensive of an investment to be able to have a camera that you can use for face cam footage in your videos. The only thing for me about webcams is I feel like they are not the best quality, no matter what other things you do to enhance them. Even at 1080p, I feel like webcams still aren't the best option, but they're definitely a good starter option. I recommend getting eventually, when it's in your budget, a DSLR camera. Those cameras can be pretty pricey, and even before you buy the camera itself, you're gonna need some accessories that's gonna help you be able to operate that camera while recording your videos. The first thing you're gonna need is some sort of camera mount stand. I purchased one on Amazon for about 30 bucks, so that's not too bad. But when you add the camera cost that I'll cover in just a moment, then it can add up really fast. You're gonna also need a power adapter for your camera because you don't want the battery running out in the middle of recording a video, or if you choose to live stream, you're in the middle of a 2-hour stream and your battery suddenly dies on your camera. You can find power adapters online for roughly 30 bucks. They may be a different price depending on what type of camera you have. But as you can see already, before I even talk about my camera costs, I've already spent $60 on accessories that I need for that camera. Unlike webcams that plug into your computer using some sort of USB cable, DSLRs don't usually come that way. So you're gonna also need some sort of capture card for your DSLR camera. I use an Elgato Camlink 4K capture card for my face cam footage. These are not cheap. They run between $100 to $115 because there's various versions that you can get online. So depending on which type you get, they may be higher priced or lower priced than my Camlink 4K. But again, I love Elgato products. So already that put me at $175 before I even bought my camera. Then there's the camera. The really good cameras are gonna run you between $1,500 to about $2,000, and some even beyond the $2,000 depending on what you're looking for. That is expensive, but you can still get a good quality camera for cheaper. I currently have a Panasonic Lumix G8 V camera that I use. It also came with a 12 to 60 millimeter lens, and I paid about $700 for this on Amazon, which is about half the price of those really great cameras. The Lumix G8 V has capabilities of recording in 4K, of course also in 1080p. You can record in 30 frames per second at 1080p, 60 frames per second, 24 frames per second if you're going 4K. So it has all kind of different capabilities. If you have it in your budget, I definitely recommend going with a DSLR camera because you can do so much more with those that you cannot do with a webcam. And they also produce higher quality videos. Research cameras. Find one that works for you. Watch tutorials on YouTube about how they work so you can learn how to adjust all of your camera settings, your aperture, your shutter speed, exposure, all of that good stuff. Since I was just talking about cameras, that brings me to the next step in taking your videos to the next level, and that's lighting. Good lighting make your videos even better as far as your face cam footage is concerned. If you're in a room with good sunlight, then you may be okay. But if you're not in a room with good sunlight, or if you want to record at night, then you're going to need some sort of lighting for your camera, whether it's a webcam or a DSLR camera. I started off with a newer ring light as my main light source, which you can pick up online for roughly $100. A lot of bloggers use ring lights for makeup tutorials and other types of videos like that. I quickly learned that a ring light was not necessarily the thing that I needed to be able to record my gaming videos. The lighting was always too bright, even though it has a knob on it that you can use to adjust the brightness, and I typically looked washed out in some of my earlier test run videos where I was using the ring light as my main light source. So about a month later, after starting my test run videos, I bought an Elgato Keylight Air, and that just changed everything. What I like about the Keylight Air is that you can control the brightness and color temperature using an app on your cell phone. I use it as my main light source, so it's angled right in front of me here to the left. And then I use my ring light over here as a secondary lighting source to kind of add some depth and shadows to my face. I'm no expert at lighting. I'm still learning things about lighting to try to even make my videos better. And there are some great tutorials on YouTube that can definitely help with lighting. The next thing you may need for your videos is a power strip surge protector. You're probably sitting there thinking like, why do I need something like that? How is that going to help my videos? Well, you don't want some sort of power surge coming through while you're in the middle of a recording and you lose everything that you've been working on and your computer gets messed up. APC make good surge protectors, so I highly recommend getting one of those. Make sure you have enough sockets though in whatever power strip that you get. Like I have 8 for mine. You need to make sure you have enough spots for all of your tech. The one I got for $17 on Amazon, so getting a good power strip surge protector is not too pricey, and it could definitely help. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So with the old computer that I was talking to you guys about earlier, one day there was this random power outage that just happened for a split second. Like the lights flickered off and back on. Well, my computer no longer worked at that point because that little power surge or whatever it was fried my motherboard, and so I had to get the motherboard replaced for that computer. So that is why I'm telling you, it is important at some point to invest in a power strip surge protector so it doesn't mess your computer up and you don't lose any videos, different things like that you might have recorded. The next piece of gear you may need for your videos is some sort of external hard drive. Video files take up a lot of space, especially depending on how you are recording them. Just to give you an example, I usually do hour-long video game playthroughs on my YouTube channel. The raw file footage of those videos are usually between 100 to 150 gigabytes. That means it could take up a lot of hard drive space on your computer really fast. External hard drives are not cheap, but they are totally worth it. I have an 8 terabyte and a 10 terabyte Seagate expansion hard drive. My 8 terabyte hard drive was $160, but then prices kind of went up a little bit because external hard drives were kind of like graphics cards for a moment, but they were kind of hard to find. And so when I needed a new one, I ended up getting this 10 terabyte one for about $230 on Amazon. So again, external hard drives are not cheap, but let me explain why you need them. On my 8 terabyte hard drive alone, I have roughly 90 raw video files and edited video files on my hard drive. I also have thumbnails, other pictures, my YouTube intro, all of that on that 8 terabyte hard drive. My computer hard drive can only hold 5 to 6 raw unedited video files with everything else that I already have stored on there. So that is definitely why you need an external hard drive. Because if you're gonna be making a lot of videos, you're gonna have to store them somewhere, and they're definitely not gonna be able to be stored on your computer hard drive. All right, the last piece of gear that may take your videos to the next level that I wanna touch on is background lighting. This is the only gear I don't have myself yet, but I plan to get some background lighting in the near future. Background lighting just can do cool things to make your face cam footage look even better. The ones I'm looking at getting pretty soon are Govee LED strip lights. They are about $20 to $30 on Amazon, so I'll provide a link to those lights in the description below if you're interested in getting some background lighting. And so that's everything that I wanted to touch on. So I'm hoping that this video helps you guys out if you're looking to getting into making gaming videos for YouTube. Again, if this video helps you in any way, make sure to hit that like button, drop me a comment, let me know what you thought about the video, and if you have any gear suggestions that can help other people get started making YouTube videos. Because again, I am no expert, I'm just sharing some stuff that I have learned and things that I have bought over the past few months as I got into making YouTube videos. I do want to say this, just like everything in life, there is no one true path that you can take. So again, research, research, research. In this video, I showed you different types of gear that you can use to make your videos, but the rest is up to you. Definitely research. Don't just take my word for any particular piece of gear. If you're interested in cameras, look into cameras. Find out which one that you feel really works for you. Same thing goes with external hard drives, lighting, any of that stuff. Look at other videos in addition to mine before you make decisions. And remember, just because some tech out there is really expensive doesn't necessarily mean that it is the best out there. I mean, price does typically mean that it's a better quality, but you can also find some really good gear for cheaper if your budget is limited. All right, one more thing before I close this video out. I want to thank one of my former students, Van, for suggesting to me that I make this type of video. So thank you so much, Van, for your suggestion. This video is for you, and I really do hope that this video helped other people out as well. Again, hit that like button if you like what you saw. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. And you can also check out my gaming videos that I have made on my channel as well. My wife and I have a joint YouTube channel called Team Rixie, where we record Disney World videos and taste test videos and cool stuff like that. So you can check us out at Team Rixie. We also have an Instagram page, Team_Rixie, where we post Disney World and Universal Studios pictures. I am also on social media at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at Azkhalon, so you can follow me there for additional content that you may not see on my YouTube channel. Again, this is gear you need to record gaming videos for YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in another video. Y'all take care. Peace.